Today we are counting down, in my opinion, the best 15 songs, K-pop songs of 2022. We're going to be watching their videos, and just a caveat, this list does only include songs that either had a music video or a performance video, just because that's a little more interesting. So starting up, in spot number 15, Max Changmin, Devil. I mean, just listen to that. Like, I have never been to the former Confederate States. And this makes me nostalgic for the Deep South here. See, for the longest time, I seriously thought this was going to be my song of the year. I mean, obviously, other things came out since then that have changed that, because this is in spot 15. But just, it's like you're listening to an old spiritual, and it's just fantastic. I mean, this whole EP has made me seriously have to reassess who my TVXQ bias is.
So just let it rain. Rain down on me.
Alright, I wish I could pull off a suit like that. I mean, what is that? Is that purple or blue? I can't quite tell because of the lighting. I think it's more purple, but that is fabulous. Wait, really? I'd never noticed before that this references Kwangya. Interesting. I didn't realize he was playing that hard into that. It's that whole weird SM thing they were doing, which I still are doing. I don't know. To me, it always felt pretty cheesy, but you know what? This is still a masterpiece. I mean, honestly, to me, the only real interesting thing about the whole SMCU thing they've been trying to do is when eventually Cookie Lit gets around to making a video about it and analyzing something. I enjoy that content, but otherwise, I really don't care about that stuff. Alright, in spot 14, we have Yuhyun of Dreamcatcher with 4.
Darling, please call me with your voice softly. Tickle my ears and heart. Morning to night, holding you tight. here inside my mind. My eyes
This has
are
got that whole
only
50s
for
bubblegum crooner type feel to it, and Yoo Hyun just melts my heart here.
The memories that are fading, fading. On the radio playing our favorite song. Say the things that I need. Wish I could hear it from you. Baby, please don't leave me. This night is long and lonely, so put everything aside. Honey, and I draw. Baby, don't leave me. Only you can make me feel so
And I know I'm not commenting as much during this video, but that's because I'm just kind of transfixed by Yoo Hyun's voice and visuals in this one.
slowly.
I mean, she's not my bias, but she definitely wrecks hard. And honestly, if I were just talking about physical attraction or whatnot, she's probably the most attractive member of Dreamcatcher. Even if we're just talking visuals.
Love me more, love me more, ooh. Baby, please don't leave me. This night is long and lonely, so put everything aside. Honey, and I draw. Baby, don't leave me. Only you can make me feel so alive. Take all of my love. Sometimes under the moonlight, looking for your shadow. Where are you? In this fairy tale, it's up to us how it ends.
Alright, and then diving into number 13, this is Kepler with We Fresh. Now, if you told me back in, I think it was January, after both Kepler and IVE had debuted, that I was going to like Kepler more by the end of the year, I would not have believed you. Because their debut at the end of 2021, Wa Da Da, I thought was pretty weak. And then, or did they debut at the beginning of 22? I don't remember. One of them I think came out in, either IVE came out in December or Kepler did. But yeah, if you had gone just by their first tracks, 11 definitely blew Wa Da Da out of the park, in my opinion. But then Kepler, I mean, IVE just kept dropping these fairly low energy songs. And don't get me wrong, I like Love Dive, I like Afterlight, but then Kepler just kept going with the high energy stuff that I crave and thrive on, like We Fresh right here. cool. I didn't even notice that she's got those Marine Serre sleeves on there. Pretty sure she's my bias. Although Hikaru has been wrecking pretty hard too. See, this just gets me pumped. Like, it is hard to be sitting here watching it and recording. Like, I feel like I should be up and about doing something. And that's generally what I want out of music. It helps me focus, to study, it helps me get chores done around the house. Or walk faster if I'm walking somewhere. This is exactly the type of music that does all that for me. Alright, and here we move on to what I thought was going to be my runner-up for Song of the Year. Back when it came out. This is WJSN Sokome with Super Yuppers. Oh, and there's my Subin right there. So WJSN, and I won't even try to pronounce it the Korean way because I will completely butcher it. They're one of those groups where it's like, I want to like them, I want to be super into them, but they just don't really make much that I like. But then this subunit here, their first single was alright, but then this I think is the closest we're ever going to get to having an Orange Caramel come back. It's got that high energy yet silly feeling to it, and I just love it. Like, I am literally dancing in my chair right now because I cannot help it. This is really weird for me. Usually, in a situation like this, I find myself immediately attracted to the blondes, but she's not the one that just decided she was going to be my bias. That's Squid Game reference there. Which, by the way, if you haven't seen Squid Game, if you're okay with darker content like that, see Squid Game already, alright? I just wish there wasn't so much Pepsi product placement, because I mean, Pepsi is so sickeningly sweet. And then there was that shady business they pulled back in the Philippines back in the day. And yeah, sorry, I'm a Diet Coke fanboy. So here we are at number 11 with Kwon Eunbi, Esper. Now, there has been a lot of stuff, a lot of fantastic stuff from all of the post Eyes One groups and soloists. But this is probably my favorite. Honestly, it's been a little while since I made the list, so I'm not entirely sure if there were any others on it. I don't think so, though. Another really disappointing thing. How does someone look that good in a white dress? I mean, white is such an awful color for clothing, but... I love that beat there. But, as I was saying, it was so disappointing that this was like through Universe or something like that, so it doesn't show up on any of the EPs that she dropped. Which is why I don't own any of her EPs yet, because if this was on something, it would have been like one of the first things I would have bought. So tragic that I can't own a physical copy of this song. I mean, not that any of her other stuff has been bad or anything, just not on the level of Esper. And look at those distracting shoulders. It's hard to think straight. And here we are in the top 10 now. This is Shutdown by Classy. Now, by the end of this video, you're definitely going to see, and you'll see why, in my opinion, Classy, or the Rookie of the Year for 2022. Hands down, no one really competes. Once again, I'm literally dancing in my seat. So this actually was their debut. They released a mini album and then basically like a second part to the mini album, or whatever, however they termed it. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's 2 separate EPs, but whatever. It's 2 different physical copies, each one has a title track, but for some reason they didn't consider the other one like a comeback or something, which is really weird. But whatever. K-pop marketing is weird sometimes. Actually, a lot of the time. Now, the biggest downside with this group here is that I gotta try not to like get too invested or pay too much attention to their visuals, because if I recall, I think the majority of them are still children at this point. So yeah, they're cute, but let's not dwell on that. Although what's really frustrating about that is like half the time, if I know that like there are underage members in a group when I'm like figuring out who my bias is, and I just let my ears pick the bias, half the time it ends up being the mockmate, and it's like, really? Really? My favorite voice in the group just happens to be the youngest member, who's like 15 or whatnot. I can't quite recall if that's really the case for this group. I think my favorite voice in this group is either the mockmate or the second youngest, but I tried not to pay too much attention to it. Honestly, I don't watch these videos that often. I, more so than anything, listen to this. I have so many playlists on Spotify, and so many of them feature this song. Alright, so that was number 10, Classy with Shut Down. And here we go, number 9, Classy with Classy. See, this was their second music video. Which, like, if I were naming things or whatnot, would be their first comeback, but I think they don't call it that. But whatever. Classy. 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 I'm totally rocking up to this right now. It was not actually an easy choice. But when I used the bias sorter thing or whatnot, this one came out on top over Shutdown. Honestly, I'd say just about any day I probably like them fairly equally. You've probably noticed by now that we're on 9 out of 15, and there's only been one male artist so far. So yes, I am primarily a girl group stan. I generously usually say it's about 80-20 for me, but I mean, it's probably closer to 90-10, maybe 85-15, I don't know. I mean, I do own and enjoy plenty of boy group albums, but I generally don't like a lot of their B-sides. Like, I remember making this observation once, that when I really like a boy group song, I usually really like it. Like, more than just about anything else. Like, say, ATEEZ's Say My Name, or New East's Face or like Shiny's Lucifer. I really, really, really like that song. But then you go to girl group, I may not like the individual songs as much as I like that song there, but I like more of their songs. Alright, and here we are to our second male artist at number 8. This is Test Me by Extraordinary Heroes. And I like bands, and I tend to like JYPE groups. So when you throw that together, I'm bound to like some of their stuff. So naturally, I like Day6 as well. Now, if you feel so inclined, definitely pick out this EP. Pick up this EP. There are some fantastic B-sides on here. Strawberry Cake is great. It wasn't quite good enough to make it into my top 15 for the year. And then, if I were doing just ones that didn't have a video as well, I'm pretty sure Sucker Punch would have ended up higher on my list. Or would have ended up in the top 15. And I know they just debuted in 21, but Extraordinary Heroes are at this point my second favorite boy group. We might as well go ahead and tell you that my favorite boy group is EXO. They don't have anything on this list, but that's alright. Growl, Mama, Wolf, Monster, so many good songs from EXO.
Staying outside by myself alone. 세상이 날 빼고 돌아가도. Staying outside by myself alone. 세상이 날 빼고 돌아가도.
Now, I haven't gotten around to getting to know any of the members or picking a bias in here, but I'll just say right now, until I actually get to know the members better, whoever plays bass, that's my bias. Because that's like my bias instrument in a rock band. Alright, so here we are with Pretty Psycho by Purple Kiss at number 7. It really disappoints me that Purple Kiss doesn't have a song higher on this list. They are my alt wreckers. Absolutely rookies of the year for 2021. But their title tracks this year just weren't as strong as in 21. in my opinion. Although, fortunately, what they've released in 23 so far, definitely an improvement. However, Pretty Psycho, definitely one of their best songs. And their performance videos never disappoint. I just don't understand who decided that Cheyenne should go in that dress with that hairstyle. It's like someone watched the zombie video and said, wow, she's just too hot. Let's tone it down so maybe the other members can stand out. Or something like that, I guess. Because she was like perfection in that video. But there's my bias, Dosi right there. But if I were to pick out one single bias record, it's probably Cheyenne by a hair. I mean, she is such an all-rounder. She can dance, she can sing, she can rap if need be. I mean, she could be a main dancer, rapper, vocalist, visual in any group, if she were in any other group. But, I mean, this is Purple Kiss, so how can you have other main vocals than Swan and Galoon? I mean, Swan. She's got to be like the best vocals in 4th gen. Maybe in the industry, in my opinion at least. And Jian, I'm so sad. I wish I knew why you had to quit, but it really sucks because my favorite spazzer is Jian biased. So her leaving the group really hit her hard. Okay, Galoon looks fantastic here. Honestly, the uni line got the best outfits on this one. And then I also have to gush about Yuki a bit right now. Because I mean, as someone whose native language is not Korean, to be that good of a rapper in Korean, that's impressive, man. I just cannot imagine. There she is. Oh, and Ire is awesome as well. I just realized I hadn't mentioned her at all yet, and I had mentioned everyone else. But yeah, she's an awesome dancer, and her style is slightly different than Dosi, who is of course my bias. But they complement each other so well. And this video may be inappropriate for some users, so I understand and wish to proceed. At number 6. We have BB with Animal Farm. And half of the reason that this is so high on my list is because I can't help but picture the video when I hear the song. And this video is a masterpiece. It is disturbing. Well, I mean, to some people it might be disturbing. I have a really high bar for that sort of thing. And sexy, and the way she sings. She released a lot of good music in 22. See that breathy raspiness she's getting to her voice right there. It just melts me, man. I'm twisted enough that, I mean, you see that blood spray on her and how she looks now in that white dress with the blood. I swear in another life I was a vampire or something, because, I mean, that's just exciting. Like, honestly, like, when I was filming the White Day special, when we got to the more disturbing scenes, like, I had to tone down, like, my personal reaction to those. As another channel I follow would say right now, badass good girl. Or maybe he would say badass good bad girl at this point. I don't know. Personally, I mean, good and violence are antithetical, so one can't do violent acts and be good. But that's just where I stand on that. And now she's playing the guitar in the sprinklers, covered in blood, with fire. Yeah. I mean, this video is perfection. 100%. If I were to rate, if this were the top music videos, Animal Farm was the single best music video ever, I think. I mean, the music was great, and it's just visually stunning. Oh, really? Really? I didn't realize this was their company. I had no idea she was with Feel Good Music, nor did I realize that Feel Good Music was Tiger JK and Yoon Marais. As much as I love that some things have credits like these, I obviously haven't been paying enough attention to them. Wow. That's awesome.
Trapped and baby got me stuck inside your heart. Your body got me drowning, got me soaking, baby got me stuck inside your heart. Pretty even dying, even ghosting, pretty even cause you.
Oh, and if you haven't read Animal Farm, read Animal Farm.
Got you haunted, got you trapped and baby got you stuck inside my heart.
Yeah, it's been a really long time since I've read that, but it's good. Every once in a while I go through a period where it's like I feel like reading the supposed classic literature that in a lot of cases was either required reading for some of my contemporaries or for like older generations. And so I ended up reading Animal Farm, and it is really good. I don't think I ever actually had to read Animal Farm. I had to read 1984 once. And I was kind of resistant to it because I don't like being told that I have to read things. I mean, unless it's a suggestion. Like if a YouTuber that I'm watching told me to read something, I wouldn't have the same reaction as to a teacher telling me to. And here we are, starting our top 5.
꿈꾸고 있었으니
We have
지치고
Tick
힘들어도
Tick Boom
한 번도 후회한 적은 없어요.
by Classy.
외롭긴 했지 뭐.
처음에는 무용을 했었어요. 내가 하고 싶은 건
And yes, that is the third entry from Classy on this list. And it took a moment for this one to grow on me, but this is their best release of 23. I mean 22. Sorry, I'm filming this so late into 23 that I'm already used to thinking of 23. Which is weird because it usually takes me a while to do that.
정말 하고 싶은 게 있는데 부모님께 어떻게 얘기할지 내가 잘할 수 있을까? 늘 아빠랑 함께 했어요. 차에서 같이 노래 부르면서 연습도 하고 모두가 가는 길을 가지 않고 저만 공부가 아닌 다른 길을 선택한 거니까 해야 하는 거랑 하고 싶은 게 다른데 무언가 새로 시작하는 게 너무 무서웠어요.
Now, this might not feel as high energy as Classy or Shutdown, but that Latin dance hall like beat or theme or whatever to it has always been one of my favorites. You see, there are a few ways to hack my tastes if you want to make a K-pop song that I'm going to love. A Latin beat like this is one way to do it. Horns are another way to do it. And pan flute helps too. Like if someone were to take this beat from Tick Tick Boom here, and perhaps like mix that with the horns from Bugaboo's Bugaboo, and like the flute from ATEEZ's Say My Name, and somehow like make it cohesive and work together, that would probably be the perfect song. There's like that one part, like right after they said push the button, where it almost sounds like they should be singing in Spanish. Whereas Shutdown and Classy will pump me up, this will build me up. I'll be walking and not even realizing that I'm just starting to swagger. or strut maybe is the better term. So yeah, 100% Classy are the Rookie of the Year for me. And here we get to another song that for the longest time I thought was going to be number one. Here is my Mamamoo bias, Moonbyul, with Cheese in the Trap. Because it's got like that 2000s pop punk feel to it. And as someone whose other music preference aside from K-pop is generally 90s alternative, it doesn't get much closer to combining my loves as something like Cheese in the Trap here. And it's also really nice seeing Moonbyul look so cute and girly. I mean, not that she doesn't look absolutely fantastic when she's looking more masculine and handsome, but she also pulls off these more feminine looks so well. Oh, I forgot to mention earlier when Purple Kiss was on, not only was Dosi my bias, but she's my ultimate bias. But Moonbyul here is definitely my alt record. Honestly, if she has one more fantastic solo comeback, I wouldn't be surprised if she were to overtake Dosi. Honestly, every single look she pulls off in this video, she pulls off fantastically. Definitely has one of my favorite voices. And here we are at number 3. With my Dreamcatcher bias, Domi, with Beautiful. Which for a while I thought was going to be my number 1 as well. I bet you can definitely tell the similarities between this and Cheese in the Trap, musically and such. Although I think this one's just a little better done as far as that whole pop punk feel goes. It's a narrow margin between those two though. Well, I'm definitely a little sad that none of Dreamcatcher's releases made it onto this list, but at least 2 of the solo songs did. But I don't know, as far as their title tracks went this year, I just think they were kind of weak compared to the rest of their discography. I mean, yeah, I know they're starting to get more mainstream attention, and I think they're trying to play into that a little too much, but that's just kind of my opinion. Mason and Vision just did not do it for me. I mean, they weren't bad, but I mean, they weren't fantastic like almost all of their other title tracks. Apparently my PC has decided it wanted to do weaker video quality on this one. I'm not sure why, but oh well. I really don't want to interrupt the list right now.
내 맘대로 춤춰 맘껏 소리 질러 눈치 보지 말고 뛰어봐 누가 뭐라 한대도 멈추지 않아 가고 싶은 대로 가고 싶은 대로 지금부터 시작해 내가 느낀 대로 고개 나를 위로 나를 위해 불러줘 I'm beautiful.
Now another member's solo almost made it on this list as well, and that was Palm Dogs. I don't quite remember the name of it, but oh, Snow, I believe. That almost got on here as well. And here we are, Mimi Rose with Lulu. It's definitely different than some of the other things on here, but I would not be lying if I were to say that there were days I probably listened to this 20 times in a row. There's just something about this song that gets me, and part of it is this beat here. Now, the title track off of this release, Rose, was pretty good as well, but there is just something about Lulu. And she looks good blonde, and she raps with that voice. She's my bias. I don't remember her name right now, but she's my bias. Even though they only had that one EP so far, they're definitely my runner-up for Rookie of the Year for 22. Despite the fact that groups like VV's and IVE or Kepler had more releases, although one of them's actually a 21 rookie, I just can't quite remember which. And I do like all of those groups as well. But they had the chance to release more music during 22. There's a decent chance that depending on that music, they would have been my Rookies of the Year. But Classy, see, I may like Lulu more than I like Classy's releases, but Classy has 3 that all made it into my top 15. So it's like 3 9s beats a 10, kind of, I guess.
drama 대체 뭐가 그리까지 궁금한데 궁금해 이 세상 그럼 날 따라해봐봐 룰루루
Or I don't know, maybe a 10 and a 7, because I'm forgetting about Rose. Which one's good?
오늘이 제일 젊다고
So I'm going to briefly name drop another one of my favorite K-tubers and just say, Cheryl at Everglow Up, I know you're not happy with all the minors in Classy, but their music is fantastic and you really should check them out. And here we are at number 1, Billy with Ring Ma Bell. This is the number 1 best song of 2022, in my opinion. Sorry, Mira. Yes, Billy had the song of the year, but it was this, not Ginga Mingayo. Because if you remember what I was saying about Cheese in the Trap and Beautiful, well, this is closer to that 90s alt that I like. I have watched this on YouTube so many times. I've watched the dance practice for this so many times. I mean, Suki, Sion, Moonsua, so fantastic. It was so hard picking a bias out of those three, but eventually Suki won out. And I've listened to it so many times on Spotify. This is absolutely the best song of 22. This is definitely in contention for my favorite K-pop song, period. One of these days I'll get around to making that list. But I'm not a K-tuber. I just felt April Fool's Day would be a good excuse for indulging in something like this. Yuki is so adorable in this video. And then Sua and Xian are just so hot. And unfortunately, those three have just like completely overshadowed the rest of the group for me. So I'm sorry I haven't gotten around to learning anyone else's name, but then again, I haven't been a huge fan of their other music, so I stand pretty much basically on the merits of this song right here. I mean, who knows what they'll give us in the future? Maybe I'll stand them more, maybe I'll get around to learning the other members. But like I said, song of the year here. The only way it would be any better is if, like, they were playing the instruments. Like if it was more like rolling chords like that.